welcome to DM Talks. Today we're gonna look at chess logic explained, how to find the right plan, execute it, and win the game. That's basically what you're gonna learn today. It's gonna be an awesome lesson in chess. I really like this kind of stuff where things are logical and you can break it down and sort of use it yourself. So sit tight, we're gonna look at the game Denis Makhnev versus Liem Quang from Vietnam, played at the Olympiad in Budapest, where everybody are right now except for me. I'm sitting here in Rødovre with my computer. Anyway, white is opening with d4, and as I said, we're gonna look into chess logic, how to sort of determine what is the right plan and how to execute it in a logical way. This is difficult stuff. And of course there's a one glitch where black messes up, but overall it's an excellent game for that. Okay, and white plays g3, heading straight for the Catalan. The Catalan opening is a little bit annoying for black because it's very healthy, it's easy to learn, and white in general scores pretty well, and you can play it like very boring way and very solidly, or you can play it in a dynamic way. So it's sort of white decides how the game is going to go from in the Catalan, and a lot of players don't like it as black, but as Nils Cornelius once said with black, that his opening repertoire against d4 was the Catalan, because you get meet it so much. With this move order, black can play c5 and try to get into a modern Ben-Oni with d3, which is maybe not the best line for white, but it's definitely possible. I think it's reasonable. Anyway, d5, knight f3, and bishop e7. So we play the main line, Catalan. Black gets castle, and right now the king is very safe here. The main feature of the Catalan is the annoying pressure this bishop brings down on the queen side, and often black will get some trouble there, especially if you're not a good player or you don't know the opening very well. Then this bishop can really be a tremendous force. Castle and d takes e4. All this is mainline theory. White has different options here. You can play knight a3, you can play knight e5, you can play queen a4 if you want to take immediately on c5. But the main line is of course queen c2. a6 is also the main line, and here white has a big choice between taking the pawn and playing a4 before taking the pawn. The idea behind a4 as he played is not to allow b5. Actually, you can play b5 anyway. So some people have experiment with this, because after this you can still play b5 due to the hanging rook down here. But that's a completely different matter. He played bishop d7, main line move, going for this. Sometimes black do this without a4 in sector, and that's not that good, because the bishop is a little bit clumsy here. But here it has a good and basically with this pawn structure we are fighting for these squares here hard usually. Knight c, bishop d5, knight b d7, all mainline theory, knight c3, h6, take, and rook e1. So white is preparing e4. In general, you don't want to allow that. So the main move here is I believe, take on f3 and c6. That's very, very normal, and you will get sort of an interesting position with opposite colored bishop. But you can also play this move, and black, which is what he did, Le Quang. If white goes here ready for e4, you have to take, and after something like this, we have a position that's more or less equal. We have opposite colored bishop, so the one who gets to attack will probably have an advantage. White has a central pawn on e4 and d4, so he has a slight superiority in the center, but he has given up this square, and black has more or less no weaknesses. Probably you would like to have the pawn back so White might hope for something with d4, but still it's not much. But in the game he played bishop d5, and he took it, getting the bishop pair back, and that looks nice. But of course it does block this guy here, and why black takes with the pawn here, and this is now a Carlsbad structure, which some of you probably know. We have a big masterclass on the Carlsbad, the most popular video here on GM Talks. And queen b3 hitting the pawn on b7. You have to cover that, and you don't want to cover it like this, because that will leave a horrible hole on c6 and make the c file weak forever. So here black definitely hope to play c6, and maybe if he is lucky he'll get a5, so there will be nothing going on the queen side, and then hoping to sort of control the e file. And later on, and this looks like a lot later, but let's see how it goes. The king here is basically black's target. He's hoping to attack on the king side, and it looks extremely solid right now, but let's see how it goes. Rook b8, a5. Now that is looks like a strong grandmaster move, fixing b7 here and so on, but it also takes away the possibility to play b5 after black plays c6. So maybe it's not the best move. I don't like it, to be honest. I don't like it. It feels wrong to make your, because White's structure on the queen side just loses all potential, and you always have to look out for this with this pawn might be going. So c6, natural good move. Already the queen is eyeing here. Black plans to build up on the e file, and it turns out a knight e5 looks natural. Bishop d6, and of course if White could somehow get these pawns rolling, it would be nice, but it's not that easy. This looks really good, right? It goes here, it controls the square, so there's no and so on, and you feel it should be okay, but you can also sense that black has no weaknesses and active pieces, and White is running out of a plan here. Rook e8, and just natural moves. Rook e7. Look at that move. I like that move. First of all, it does cover this one, and it prepares to get this rook here, and we don't need to move the queen yet. So, and b4, and here the queen goes to c7. And only the thing White can do is something like this. But here you can just take it. You can even take. You probably take it with this. You might take it with the c pawn actually, because you can easily cover d5, and then this one will be weak, and you might have a very strong. You can also take it with the b pawn, but then a6 might bring something in here. Anyway, knight c5. And this is what I call a knight with a view. It doesn't do anything here, and it looks. And this guy Makhnev, he's a very decent, talented player, but this is not really. And to be honest, his pieces are slowly drifting into bad squares. And so black's plan is very clear. He wants to attack the king. So what are we going? We're gonna go with the h pawn. We're gonna connect the rooks. Maybe get a rook to the h file. We will use these squares. We'll use that. We have opposite colored bishops, and that is clearly to the advantage of the attacker. And at the same time, we will keep our eye open. So this is not good. So that's black's plan, and let's see how it unfolds. e3, g6, and it looks very, very, very not very threatening at the moment, but in a few moments White will start to worry, and White is planning to play e4, and he probably should at some point. and already we feel the heat here, and probably you should try to bail out. The problem is this one is hanging, so the opposite colored bishops is not really a safe haven, and black is already clearly better. And he didn't do anything special. He just put your pieces on natural squares, follow sort of respecting the nature of the position. And king d7, and it's nice logical chess by black. By the way, this guy Quang, he's very good. I think he's one of the underestimated GMs of the world. He is strong, and white is realizing the e4 is not so nice with this one dropping off, and what to do here? Okay, maybe I can start to threaten something at b5 or something. I need to do something. Queen c8. See, this is the kind of move I really like. It does strengthen this way, but it also allows the queen to go this way. And of course, if you take here, well, black just goes here and get the pawn back and has the start of a serious attack. So you can't, you're not losing a pawn. So you're getting ready to rumble. And rook e1 and rook h8, and you can just feel all the pieces are coming together here. And queen comes, and of course we're not going to exchange queens. And already black has a serious attack, and white is still pretty solid. But he starts to worry, getting ready to get the knight back into the game somehow. And and we already got the H file going for black here. Of course, the knight is a little bit annoying here. It's hanging here, and if you take, he will take, and the other rook will also mean that this one needs attention. So we will have to start the attack sort of slowly here. This is already, and what black is basically hoping to do is get all the pieces into the attack. He will exchange this one at some point, and then he will get this knight going, and hopefully at some point it will be enough to break through. Still, white's position is pretty solid, and he panics. F4 looks like it's too much. It doesn't look right. But he was trying to sort of get this going here. By the way, this rook h2 looks a little bit clumsy, and you think, could there be a different way to attack? I don't know. And he takes, and knight e4, and already we are having serious problems for white, and the king is in trouble. At the moment, you're threatening this pawn, and queen f3, and g5. And then when I played through the game, I thought that was a good move. Apparently, it turns out it's not a good move. It's a mistake, and white is more or less okay after this move, because the attack is not, d5 is not really an attacking move. You're going to play queen d4 or something like that, and all you have to do is cover this. So I think you have to play rook h5 and then get ready for further action. Anyway, g5, it looks natural. And if we didn't have the computer, we would say, yeah, of course, just g5, opening the files on the king side, and getting ready to strengthen your attack, and it's all logical. But with the computer, we realize, okay, it's a mistake. But white immediately returned the favor and play rook e2. I think he had to go here, and it would have been unclear, or he had to play queen d4. Now rook h5, great move by black. Basically, we are probably getting ready to take here, or sometimes we can even play f5 and g4, and this one drops with a total winning position. So rook h5 is a nice move. This move is not good at all. You just go here. There's no, you just have problems here, basically. Okay. White plays bishop f1, trying to get ready to do this and take. And rook e6. Here comes the second guy, getting ready for this move. And black's position just works. You're threatening rook g6. Notice that if you try to cover it with this, then this will be mate because of the pin on the g file. So white is in serious trouble now. f5 was definitely not the idea, and now this pawn is in trouble. Rook h2 and take. And of course, this is serious stuff here. You can't take here because queen takes e3 check, and the queen is lost. So the attack lingers on, and it's I think it's nice to see the way this game played out, because white deserved his fate somehow. He played passively, didn't find the right plan. Black just continually built up on the king side and eventually broke through with the attack. And here he makes a losing mistake, so black to move and win. He definitely didn't see the move coming now, which is mating in, I think, 2 moves. So can you spot it? Just to recap, white, after a very solid opening, white sort of played a5, didn't find any plans, was just standing there. Black was slowly building up, putting his pieces on the right squares, and eventually breaking through and with a, I think, very well-deserved victory, even though it's white had a chance on the way. Rook h1 is the killer move, mating in 2 moves, and white resigned here. King g2, queen h2 is mate, and this one here, and next move is mate on g3. Queen g3. So nice game by Quang Liem, and hard loss, but also I think instructive. And this guy Makhnev, he's a young guy, so he will learn a lot from this game, I think. And this is what Quang he does for a living. He's a strong attacking player, but he's also got great sense of personality, positional chess. Anyway, I think it was a very logical game, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and so on. Thank you for watching.